Hello, this is DMcDonald. I am presenting on Case 7, the electric car case study. This is for the microcomputer apps in business class. So we are looking at the viability of a grand strategy to produce electric cars. In this scenario, we are trying to help management forecast the future of a cutting-edge electric auto company that produces sports cars and hopes to roll out or is rolling out family sedans as well. During this case study, we are looking at how inputs, including external factors like the cost of gas and internal factors like reductions in the cost of production, affect company performance over the course of 3 years. Some of the variables we are looking at are the cost of gasoline, a guarantee claim rate. This is a guarantee that we're putting on the resale value of cars that we are selling that people can regain as a certain amount of cash when going back to trade in or sell their cars. If they do not reach a certain amount, the company will actually make up the difference on their resale value. We're also looking to cut the cost of the production of vehicles. One part of our marketing strategy is to stand up new charging stations across the country for certain denominations of new charging stations. We have an increase in our market momentum effect. This is a output of the cachet of electric automobiles as determined by the number of automobiles on the street, the number of charging stations we have, and the cost of gasoline. So, of course, to produce this forecast, we have created a large spreadsheet to help guide us through all the different variables, including our constants, our inputs, many calculations, as well as our income and outcome. And so let us look at the scenario manager report of this case study. So here is our case study. Our variables, we're looking at 3 different scenarios, an optimistic one, a pessimistic one, and a so-so. Again, we're looking at the cost of gasoline, the guarantee claim rate, the cost reduction factor, and the number of charger stations, and finally the market momentum effect. Looking at each of these and basing it on the criteria of a positive net income in the year 2020, the amount of debt that we're carrying in 2020, the amount of cash that we have on hand, I would say that in just about all of our scenarios, whether they be optimistic, pessimistic, or so-so, we still have a viable company here. In the optimistic, in the so-so scenarios, we have plenty of net income going into the year 2020. Many times what we're looking for, which is just more than $1 billion, $143 billion if things go really well, almost $20 billion if things are so-so. Even if under a pessimistic outlook, we have almost $3 billion. Now, where we fall short is on the pessimistic outlook. I mean, obviously, if you look at the amount of total debt that we have, the goal was to have no more than the outstanding notes at $1.2 billion. In our optimistic and so-so, we both reached those, but on pessimistic, we have doubled that. Now, the scenario did say that management was willing to go into further debt than they had hoped. I think that because we are meeting some of our other criteria, the amount of cash on hand and the net income, that we have a viable company regardless of the optimistic, so-so, or pessimistic scenarios presented. So I would say that the grand strategy is viable. This is DMcDonald reporting for the Electric Car Case Study 7. I'm out.